Hello drummers and other creatures. In this video I'm going to show you how to play drums on Cissy Strut by the meters, given to us by the great Zigaboo Modeliste, a true legend of the funk idiom. And this is also a sort of legendary groove that every drummer needs to know, at least the A section is. And I'm sure there's lots of other people who've made videos about it, but I'm going to give you my take, and I'm going to try and avoid rambling on this one. I'm going to jump in and explain it. If you want to know something about the background to the groove and why it's played the way it's played, look up Stanton Moore's explanation. He knows all about it and explains it very well, so I won't waffle on about that. I'm just going to get on with it. Now, we're going to look at as I said, the famous A section, and we're going to use the chunking method to deal with that. We're going to split the bar up into 4 bits, and we're going to learn each bit independently, and then we're going to put them all together to reveal the glorious famous groove that you want to learn how to play. And then we're going to look at the B section by thinking about how to play the melody and then how to improvise based on that. And so hopefully that will be useful as well. 2 different approaches. Let's crack on then with the chunking. First thing to know about this is it's kind of swung 16ths. So instead of counting 1 Eana, 2 Eana, 3 Eana, 4 Eana, like that, we're going to go 1 Eana, 2 Eana, 3 Eana, 4 Eana. And the track has a kind of greasy feel to it. So if you give it a good listen and watch some of the live examples of it as well for reference, there's some really good clips of Zigaboo playing this where you can watch him quite closely, but it's a kind of, sort of New Orleansy swung thing. It's swung but not ridiculously swung. But I don't know if it'll come out like that when we're doing this. Anyway, chunk 1, we're going to go 1 Eana. Sticks, we're going to hit the bass on the 1, E left hand and right hand, and then R on the bass. The hands will be playing the hi-hat. So we're going 1 E and R. Bass, left, right, bass. I didn't forget to hit record on the audio thingy, that's good. Bass, left, right, bass. 1 Eana. Then we've got 2 E, R, missing the and. We're going to play the 2 on the snare with the right hand, E bass drum, R on the hi-hat with the left hand. 2 E, R. Next, we're going to play 3 Eana as a kind of paradiddle between the bass drum and the right hand on the snare. The bass is going to play the 3 and the E, the and is snare drum with the right hand, and the R is the bass again. 3 Eana. No, it's not the snare, is it? It's the hi-hat, sorry. Bass, bass, hi-hat, bass. 3 Eana. That's it, I'm back on. 3 Eana. And then finally 4 and 2 right-handed strokes on the snare. I don't think I need to demonstrate that again. So what I'll do is I'll play each of the chunks now individually a few times so you can have a listen, but I'll take a little break and then play the next chunk basically without explaining any more. I don't need to do that last one again, do I really? Okay, once you can play each of those chunks comfortably and spend as much time as you need to make each sequence of hands and feet feel really comfortable, we're now going to assemble the groove, first and foremost by putting the first and second chunks together, and then the third and fourth chunks together. So the first two chunks go like this. And the second two chunks, the 3 and the 4, goes like this. Now, putting these all together, first and second, and then third and fourth chunks, work on getting those again comfortable so you can play the 1 and the 2 and then the 3 and the 4, and then you can try and slam it all together if you like, or you could go back to playing the individual chunks again, leaving a little gap, and then doing all 4 chunks in a row. So let's do it that way first, and I don't know, whichever one works for you. So you might do that a bunch of times and then close the gaps. Otherwise, if you've got the 1 and 2 working nicely and then the 3 and 4 working nicely, you might find you can just now string the whole thing together. Take it at a relaxed pace. And there you go, that's the main A section groove. And in the recording you can listen, there's quite a bit of variation going on, but as long as you can play that reliably, you more or less got it. I recommend if you look at Stanton Moore's book, Groove Alchemy, he's charted out the first bit of the first A section with all the variations. So if you feel like you'd want to read it or just see what someone's take on the recording is, that's a good reference. You can buy a full chart of the thing as well, but that would be boring, I think. But if you like that sort of thing, go for it. That's the essence of that. One sort of obvious variation I guess I'll mention now is that you can watch Zigaboo Modeliste on 1 or 2 versions sort of playing the snare and the hi-hat together throughout the groove. So it looks like this. But that's all I'm going to share about that at the moment. Maybe if you enjoyed this at all, I'll make another video going into a bit more depth about what sort of variations you could do with the main famous groove. But I am going to move on to the B section. Now the B section, we're going to use the dreaded knowing the tune, which for some reason, to me, learning how to play the drums, knowing the tune was part of the learning experience, because I came to drumming as somebody who loved music, and I liked singing along with things, not with the view to being the singer, but it was just a natural response to listening to music. So I kind of know the tune that I'm playing usually. And so the tune is this: bum ba da ba ba ba, ch ch bum ba da ba, psh psh bum ba da ba dum bum, psh psh bum ba da ba, psh psh, and so on and so on. That's all it is. It's a lick that the bass and the guitar, I think, play together. Bass as in bass guitar, not bass drum. The bass and the guitar play that lick. So thing number 1, learn how to sing that. It's very simple. It's probably easier than Happy Birthday. Bum ba da bum bum bum, psh psh bum ba da ba, psh psh. The pish pish actually is technically the drums really, so you don't even have to sing that. Bum ba da bum bum bum, bum ba da ba, bum ba da ba bum bum, bum ba da ba. There's a gap there. Now let's just play that on the snare drum, and we'll take it from there. It's easy, don't worry. Now we're going to add the pish pish. we're going to play the bass and an open hi-hat. And the pish-pish is a motif that goes throughout the B section. And what we're aiming to do is to be able to sort of riff on the melody and hit the pish-pish as a kind of unifying theme. So pish-pish, bass and open hi-hat. However you want to do that. When you see live versions of it, you could use the crash or mix up the cymbals, or, you know, Zigaboo messes around with that, so can you. So I'm just going to play the melody and the pish-pishes this time. I think there's 8 of the A section, 8 bars of the B section. Easy peasy, right? Now, once you can play the melody on the snare and you can reliably make the pish-pish happen, you know, every time, for and, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to sing the melody and we're going to play just some of the notes of the melody. I'm only going to play things that would be in the melody, but I'm not going to play all of them. So we're going to go like this. Okay, the idea of that is to develop a little bit of flexibility. Sometimes you're playing things, sometimes you're not playing things. Remember, it's all about the space between the notes. It's the most important thing about music. You'll hear people say that millions of times, and maybe you'll wonder what it means, but it's sort of true, and it's also slightly irritating to hear. But anyway, it's true. So we've got that. We can play all the notes of the melody, we can play some of the notes of the melody. Next, we can try and embellish what we play, or, you know, whether we're playing all of those notes or some of the notes, we can embellish it a little bit. And obvious embellishments would be using flams, using drags, so a little roll into whatever notes you're playing. And you could just roll some of the notes. You could play accents and taps. You could mix up some louder and softer notes as well. So, for example, if I add flams, similarly drags, accents, never have thoughts while you're playing. You get the idea. You can accent, play slightly softer and louder notes, and you can use other sort of dynamics. Another thing you could do, you could use the toms as well to embellish your melody. And then you can mix and match, put it all together and see what you get. And when you're doing something like this, it's important to do it non-judgmentally. Fling your hands about, don't worry what happens too much. Notice the stuff that sounds crap, notice the stuff that you like the sound of, and then, you know, hopefully your brain will remember to do more of the good stuff and less of the crap stuff. But when you're improvising something, try and sort of let it go. You know, there's no audience there when you're practicing, and allow your brain and your limbs to come up with ideas, and don't judge them. I think that sort of covers that, really. It's quite simple. There's no need for life to be complicated, really. There's enough here for you to work on to be able to grab a pair of sticks and go and play this with your mates down the pub, really. So I guess that's that. I'll play through an A section and a B section just to finish off this video. If you enjoyed this and found it useful, I'd love for you to let me know. It's interesting for me to know if you find my videos helpful. Also, you can give the old thumbs up, smash the bell, subscribe, all of this, whatever that's about. And be aware of the fact that I'm a drum teacher. I offer online lessons, so you can get in touch with me and I could help you with your drumming if you need such a thing. Otherwise, if you feel like you'd like to contribute something to the ongoing production of these videos, I have a Buy Me a Coffee account and you can go and donate something there. I am thinking about setting up some sort of a membership scheme, so if you happen to be watching this video this far into it and you think that's a good idea, maybe let me know if that would be something you're interested in. Here we go, the A section and the B section, however they come out. And so on and so on. That's it. Hopefully short and sweet. Thank you very much for watching. I think it's time for you to go off and practice.